brains up for the taking, but we don't do that. I know my facts. They say that he was elected, but where the stats at? They say that jab the only way to get your life back, but if you have a heart attack, then they will go to hide that. Look at the FDA acting like KKK, trying to run all our lives like we they brand new slaves. Who's the job bent from plain segregation? All the same, they call themselves progressives, but they taking us all back again. Bring the world to darkness and sacrifice the children. Then when it's said and done, then you will never live with hope again. I say that we break the chains, we can't leave the world the same. Make love real again. As we fly above the truth, I ask of God, am I with you? I walk the path, go to the line, but still I feel that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages from all across the world. You are now tuned in with me. My name is Chandler Crump, and this is our twice weekly show, The Chandler Brief, where we, of course, have the dress code that is business casual, but also delve into the news of the day, everything that's going on. We usually try to keep these a little bit shorter as we really directly jump into the topics of the day, but today, I don't know how short I'm going to be able to keep it, folks, because we're being lied to. Right to our each and every one of our faces by the president of the United States, which is, it's not much of a statement. Everybody's like, oh, this president's lying, this president's lying. Everybody's always said that about a presidency, but it's very rare that it is so blatant, it is so overt that even people that are on his side, supposedly, like, I don't know, the mainstream media, have to disagree with him because they at least have to keep a modicum of truth when it comes to numbers. We are talking, of course, today about the stupid statement that there is zero inflation, a statement made by both the President of the United States and also his press secretary, which is just asinine to say the least. Usually the press secretary is at least like, here's a clarification of what we said. It wasn't true, but this is what we meant to say or something like that. Very rarely has a press secretary doubled down on what I guess they would call the big lie, which this really is a big lie. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it big, but I will call it, it's a big lie. I mean, right to our faces. It's not as damning as some other lies we've supposedly been told, but this is really big. This is really big coming from the Biden White House about the inflation numbers. We're going to jump into that, but first of all, shout out to all my folks we got in the building. We've got a new name around here, K Pitchin, who says he's tuned in. I see what you did there, from London, England, which is really funny. Shout out to all the folks who are tuning in with us today. Make sure you smash that like button on the way in through the door. We've got a great show for you guys. Shout out to my folks over on Rumble and Gitter as well. If you haven't followed me on those other platforms, make sure you do so, because YouTube is a cruel mistress to a channel like mine. We do our best. We stream here 4 times a week. We're posting shorts. We're doing everything that YouTube likes, and they're still very, very rude to me. I'm on a community guideline strike right now, so get off YouTube as soon as you can. But without further ado, let's hear just what Joe Biden had to say about them dang inflation numbers, shall we? And I'm just going to have my stop the cap finger ready for when he finally tells us a cap.
Before I begin today, I want to say a word about the news that came out today relative to the economy. Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation.
Stop the cap. There goes Pinocchio number 1. Now let's see how many times the Biden administration can indeed double down on such a Pinocchio, because you'd think, oh, they'd only tell a lie once, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not true, and it just came to me. I'm going to check this out right here. From the official press secretary of the United States, she is posting that we indeed also have 0% inflation in the month of July. Let's let Biden say that part first.
In the month of July.
Once again.
Stop the cap.
So 0% inflation, even without the July part, that's still 100% a cap. But even narrowing it down to July is once again a lie.
Stop the cap.
So Karine Jean-Pierre tweets from the official press secretary account with its fancy little United States government official flag and the verified checkmark that Twitter will give to any random journalist under 100 followers, but would never consider giving to, I don't know, any conservative. We just received news that our economy had 0% inflation in July.
Stop the cap.
While the price of some things went up, the price of others like gas, clothing, and more dropped. And they can only say these prices dropped because they skyrocketed within days of Biden taking office. You know, it's so funny each and every time I see one of these fancy little infographics where it's like, Biden has added more jobs than the past 3 Republican presidents combined. While this is technically true, it's also technically not. Once
Stop
again,
the cap.
because these are jobs that were added under Trump, and also these previous Republican presidents were probably lost under Obama, then added back by Trump, and then lost again during the pandemic when Democratic governors and even some weak Republican governors shut down their states and killed these jobs. Small businesses shut down, they died. Big businesses had to lay off hundreds of thousands of employees, so those were jobs lost. And now with the J-shaped recovery that President Trump so touted in 2020, when that took hold in late 2020 and 2021, before Biden snapped his fingers and waved the magic wand and destroyed everything, of course the jobs are going to come back because of that J-shaped recovery. So they're going to say, well, look at what Biden did. He fixed the economy. He did everything, when it's nothing like that at all. But of course, they're going to take whatever credit they can. But for this, they cannot. They cannot. In fact, the current drop in gas prices is the fastest in a decade, saving American families with 2 cars $106 per month on average. Once again, this comes after the fastest spike in gas prices. It's like you burn down a house and then you maybe start building the first floor. You place down some pallets and say, this is the fastest rebuilding we've ever done of a house after it's been burned down. Except they don't say the after it's been burned down part. They just say, this is the fastest we've ever built this house. Which may be technically true, but it's also because you lit the matches and you poured the gasoline, which cost an arm and a leg, all over the house so that it could burn down in the first place. Are they seeing the logic here? Because I'm really starting to think these people just don't get it.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
That's a new addition to the soundboard right there, which you guys are really gonna understand in a few minutes when we check in on what else Biden is up to today. But let's round out what Corinne Jean-Pierre had to lie to our faces today.
What are we talking about?
What's more, real wages went up for the first time in almost a year. You guys know who was president 365 days ago? On August 10th, 2021. Let me get a drum roll, please.
Rub my leg down.
And what else did he say?
And you ain't black.
Oh yeah, it was Joe Biden that was president 365 days ago. Of course, we've get real wages up. But that doesn't mean that people aren't making less money than they were before. With sharp inflation, they are indirectly receiving a pay cut, if it's not from their company, which will probably come soon with these new corporate taxes that are going to be having to rise because of the Inflation Reduction Act, which, once again, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please, is doing nothing. You'll love to see it. And there it is right there. Congress should send the Inflation Reduction Act to President Biden's desk as soon as possible to lower healthcare, prescription drug, and energy costs, while simultaneously destroying the economy. Isn't that nice? Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that fantastic? This is what they want to put on the president's desk. Meanwhile, what does the Inflation Reduction Act do? Oh, I don't know, hire 87,000 new IRS agents. I said 80,000 before, but the actual figure is around 87,000 new agents, in addition to the whatever figure they already have, which I'm sure is already way up in the tens of thousands of agents they have, including, which we're going to be reading out later, some of these agents which are specifically trained to kill. You're gonna see this in a minute. But first things first, we need to check in on this White House zero inflation claim, because this is insane. You gotta see this. So this is an article from the New York Post. You're gonna want to hear this. President Biden tried to claim on Wednesday that the U.S. had zero inflation in July, hours after the Federal Consumer Price Index data showed annual inflation dipping only slightly to 8.5% from what was it at before, 9.1%, which is still record-breaking, which outraged Republicans and other critics who pointed out it's still near a 4-decade high. And they say it outraged Republicans, but it should outrage anybody that thinks with logic. I don't know, anybody that values what an elected official is supposed to tell us as maybe supposed to be a little bit true, not supposed to be a bold-faced lie, but I don't know. The latest figures reflected a demand-driven decline in fuel prices, including gasoline, which hit a record national average of $5 per gallon in mid-June before sliding to a still high $4 average today. That offset increases in the cost of food, rent, and other goods and services. I just want to say a number.
And you ain't black.
Wait, no, that ain't a number, is it? Is black a number? Wait, what about this one?
Rub my leg down.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you know the thing.
You know what I'm trying to say. Biden said in the White House Eastern before signing legislation granting greater medical and disability benefits to veterans suffering illnesses linked to inhaling toxic smoke. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%, Biden said. Here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, the price of other things went down by the same amount. The result, 0 inflation last month. Categorically false. But people are still hurting, the president went on before repeating, but 0% inflation last month. Biden then proceeded to accidentally step on his own message by urging Congress to pass the Senate-approved Inflation Reduction Act, which he said would keep inflation from getting better, a view advanced by Republicans before correcting himself from getting worse. He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know what he's saying. Biden's rosy spin on the latest inflation report was quickly called out as misleading by critics, especially after White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre doubled down and tweeted that our economy had 0% inflation in July. While the price of some things went up, the price of others like gas, clothing, and more dropped. The Biden administration has a tortured relationship with math, tweeted Representative Virginia Fox from North Carolina, despite her name being Virginia. That's funny. Ridiculous BS from the White House, tweeted Senator Ted Cruz. There's 8.5% inflation, and basically everything anyone ever buys went up in price. This is just cruel gaslighting from the Biden administration. Either the White House doesn't understand what inflation is, or they just don't care. And I think Representative Kevin Hern from Oklahoma nails it right on the head right there. They don't care. People in the chat were saying yesterday, this isn't the Biden administration just not knowing what they're doing, being dumb. They particularly like destroying America and making lives worse for Americans. When lives are worse for Americans, they tend to vote more emotionally. And I'm starting to think that these Democrats might just think, well, hey, if we make them all hate their lives, maybe they'll vote for us again. Because it does seem to be a lot of self-hating people that love to vote for Democrats thinking they're going to save us all. They're going to fix everything. Meanwhile, they can't think back 2 seconds before because...
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
I don't remember what happened last time we elected a Democrat. But I'm sure when they look back at their finances from 2021 up until 2025, when Biden will hopefully, inevitably leave office January of that year when a new president is inaugurated, will they start to realize, oh dang, I may have made a bad choice. I may have screwed my own life up. But by then it will be too late. We'll only have to see what happens next after that. This next story that we're going to touch on real quick is about the IRS. Now, this really touches on the fact that the Biden administration doesn't care about any of us, any of y'all. And they are hiring new special agents, which will work 50 hours per week at irregular hours, be on call 24/7, and will carry a firearm and will be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Yeah, that's right. Some of these 87,000 new agents that are more than likely going to be approved in the Inflation Reduction Act will be carrying guns and will be licensed to kill. You're not going to want to miss out on this one, so y'all stay right here, folks. We'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsor. Hey, freethinkers. Chandler here. Have you ever worried for you and your loved one's data being taken online, like your social security number or bank information? Well, it's not an irrational fear. It's all totally possible. But I'm here to tell you there's a solution to that problem. The solution? It's called DataSeal.io. For one monthly or annual plan for you or even your household, you can have DataSeal systematically scan and remove your information from the internet. So if you're interested, hit the link in the description or go to DataSeal.io and use code CRUMP, that is code CRUMP at checkout, for a discount on your subscription. Now, let's get back to the show. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody we have in the building today. Y'all are tearing it down in the chat. Agarson says, "Gone and say it, Joe. I am a piece of crap." There, you said it. Nice try, Agarson. You won't get past my swearing censors here. I Sell Cat Litter says, "The Democrats never make the same mistake twice. They do it 8 or 9 times just to be sure." Yep. That's true right there. Ripper Roo says just the cap emoji, which is true. Agarson also says capping is what liars do. Hip Hop Thinker says stop the cap. Ozzy the Terrible says potato plugs Biden, which is funny. Rebecca says capping all the way. Rebecca says, wow, Minneapolis, home of St. George. That's funny right there. Agarson says Democrats are afraid Trump has the goods on those idiots. Very true. And Cat Litter says, hello from the burnt down husk of a city, Minneapolis. Okay, there you go. Y'all are dropping your cities in the chat. Shout out to my person who is in London. It's pretty late over there, isn't it? It's always like 6 hours ahead, so it means it's about 10 p.m. or so over in London. It's 4 p.m. in Eastern time, so that's just my quick maths over there, 4 plus 6. So should be about 10:16, I think. I don't know. Anyway, shout out to my folks over in London. Nice to know I got people worldwide. I know I have a strong Australian audience as well. We have a person from Hawaii who tunes in every once in a while, so shout out to him. But now, I'm talking about the people that are free from the reign of the IRS for those in Australia and the UK. But my sad person in Hawaii, you're not free from it. The IRS is now hiring new special agents. The requirements include working minimum 50 hours a week, irregular hours, on call 24/7, including holidays and weekends, and they must carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Yeah, that's right. Here's another look at what their major duties are. Adhere to the highest standards of conduct, especially in maintaining honesty and integrity. Maintain a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situations on the job. Carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. And be willing and able to participate in arrests, execution of search warrants, and other dangerous assignments. What in the world do we need IRS agents for this, right? Yet another 3-letter agency within our borders carrying around guns, ready to shoot dead whoever they deem necessary and arrest whoever else they don't feel like shooting dead at the moment. Is this really what we're doing? The IRS. Now, maybe I wasn't raised right. I don't understand the IRS in total capacity. But last time I checked, it stands for the Internal Revenue Service. Like they put a lien on your earnings or something like that. I think it's more a lien on your home, and then a garnish. They garnish your wages. I've heard about that on the radio before. They do all sorts of things like that. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot more experiences with them once I clock over to 18 in about a month. But either way, this is what's happening, and they're now going to be carrying guns, at least some of them. Sounds a little scary to me. They continue on by saying they will combine accounting skills with law enforcement skills to investigate financial crimes. All income earned, both legal and illegal, has the potential of becoming involved in crimes which fall within the investigative jurisdiction of the IRS Criminal Investigation. And there's their new Criminal Investigation Unit. It's the law enforcement branch of the IRS. Our mission is to serve the American public by investigating potential criminal violations of the Internal Revenue Code and related financial crimes in a manner that fosters confidence in the tax system and compliance with the law. Gosh. Have you guys ever heard a more scary sentence than that? As a special agent, you will combine your accounting skills with law enforcement skills to investigate financial crimes, yada yada, follow the money, no matter what the source, yada yada, all income earned, both legal and illegal, has the potential of being involved in crimes. We've heard all that. Because of the expertise required to conduct these complex financial investigations, IRS agents are considered the premier financial investigators for the federal government. Yikes. Sekiro says the paper pushers are now coming for the people. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. K Pitchin says, yes, it's 21:16, which is 9 p.m. I guess I was a little off, but hey, either way. Shout out to you for being in London. I like my international viewers. And how does it feel to be free from the long arm of the IRS's brand new, paramilitary branch? They call it, they call it law enforcement, whatever, but I don't think the IRS should be doing anything regarding law enforcement. And the page is gone. Oh, yeah, so he included the link to the page, and it's actually gone now. Unless this is a wrong link or anything, the page is gone. Let's see here. Let's just remove all that and see if it takes me anywhere. Yeah, so page unavailable, all of it. So let's just try resources. That'll probably just take me to it. What? Is the whole website down? That might explain it. irs.gov, maybe it's that. So irs.gov, and then let's add the previous fixtures to it and see if maybe we could see just what this is, because I am so curious. Oh, now nothing's loading. Oh, there you go. So let's try resources and see if we can find what he was showing. So yeah, 404 if you're using the main website, and jobs.irs.gov now leads nowhere. This was only posted 5 hours ago, so he screenshotted this from the website. You can see he was on there, www.jobs.irs.gov. It worked 5 hours ago when he posted this tweet, and it is now gone. It looks like, yeah, you can't link to it here. While these newly hired feds are required to carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force, the government adds that criminal investigation special agents are part of a diverse workforce that mirrors the tax-paying public we serve. And so there's more screenshots of it. You guys can read more about it. But he also says the job listing page that I linked to is now gone. Wait, let me get back to that. It shot me away. Is now unavailable on the IRS website. Sounds like they may have something to hide, folks. Hip Hop Thinker just the laughing emoji. Yeah, if they're hiring guns, like they're hiring guns now, why are they so scared of a few people on the internet and maybe a moderately sized streamer talking about it, huh? They got to take it all down. How are you gonna hire anybody? How are you gonna hire anybody? They're gonna pull some raids like the FBI? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to be talking about that FBI thing in a minute, but I want to take a quick break and check out just how Biden's doing today. At the White House today, Senator Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and whoever this is, I'm about to say Kamala Harris, but I guess that's not her, we're at the White House, and they had something going on. I don't know what for, and frankly, I don't care. But here's video of Chuck Schumer shaking their hands, and Biden seemingly forgetting that his hand was already shaken. Watch this.
Now our great speaker, our partner who...
Let's watch that. Let's run that back one more time. One more time. We've got this person here, Joe Biden here, who is the president of the United States, so able-bodied, young, and cool, and he's ready to run in 2024, even though he'll be 80. So shakes his hand. That's great. You know, everything's normal, nothing out of the ordinary. This guy shakes his hand. He kind of goes in, like, you know, normal. Nancy Pelosi, and whoever this is. That is that Nancy Pelosi? It might not be Nancy Pelosi. It looks like Nancy Pelosi, and then whoever this is.
Now our...
Biden's hand is out. Biden's like, hey, why you shake my hand? You guys have ever had that awkward moment where you're just sitting there and they shake the hand of the person next to you and the person of this person here, and your hand's out, and then they turn around to shake some other hand, and you're just like, you gonna shake my hand? Well, at least it seems like Biden had one of those moments, you know. Biden's like, hey, I'm the president of the United States. You should shake my hand. Joe, we might have some news for you, buddy. Chuck Schumer shook your hand. He shook your hand first. But it seems like maybe 4 or 5 seconds is enough for Goldfish Biden to forget that his hand was already shaken. One more time. Oh, actually, I skipped past it, but there you go. Happens right here. Watch his hand. He sees him shake Nancy Pelosi, and I was like, oh yeah, he's supposed to shake my hand. Yeah, let me put my hand back out. Why did you shake my hand?
Now our great speaker...
What would have been funnier is if Chuck Schumer, who I'd say still appears to be pretty snappy in the brain, saw this and actually shook his hand again. That would be headlines right there.
Our partner who...
And Biden has to do that awkward thing. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna just rub my face instead.
All of these bills we've met...
It's just, it's hilarious. So, Benny Johnson posted this up. RNC Research has posted this up. We don't know what's going on. We just have to, we've got to think. We don't know what's going on. It reminds us of a certain other thing that happened, which is just, oh gosh. And this is actually the first time it happened. The second time, which I don't know if we'll be able to find the video of, but he shook hands with nobody again. He's got some issues and he needs some help. He needs some help. Guys, what is happening with Biden? But he appears to at least have enough mental capacity left to laugh when he's asked about Biden, or when he's asked about Trump having his home raided. You guys have to check this out right here. Joe Biden laughs as reporters ask him about his own FBI's raid of Trump's home. Joe Biden on Tuesday signed ratification documents approving Finland and Sweden's NATO membership. Biden was joined by Kamala Harris in the East Room of the White House. 79-year-old Joe delivered a word salad during brief remarks. You know, NATO was formed out of the wreckage of World War II, as we all know. Where war, you know,
Go, you know the thing.
you know, it has, look, just be straight about it. Wars have repeatedly riven the continent, engulfed the world in conflicts. After remarks, Biden shuffled out of the East Room and ignored reporters shouting questions about his FBI's raid of Trump's Florida residence. Biden smiled and laughed as reporters asked him about the raid. Did you know about the raid in advance? CNN's Caitlin Collins asked Biden as he laughed. Let's watch this. Make sure we're not blasting ears right here. Such a wide smile on his face. Just truly insane stuff. Joe Biden's FBI raided a former U.S. president's personal residence on Monday morning. Biden unleashed a machine gun-toting agent on Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Trump may also very well be Joe Biden's political opponent in 2024, as former Trump advisor Stephen Miller pointed out. This is an abomination. You have the sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden, through his Justice Department, through his FBI, conducting a raid on the person who's presumed to be his opponent in the next election, and also the 45th president. It is risible that this would be purportedly done in the name of document preservation when Hillary Clinton used an off-book server for years to conduct classified state business that has never been investigated. Really does show you the two-tiered justice system we are seeing before us now, as Biden laughed about it all. But right here, you can see Eric Trump's got a few things to say about it. He reveals what really happened in the FBI raid. As President Trump's son says, agents refused to hand over a warrant. They kicked a lawyer off the property. They searched Melania Trump's clothes and ordered security cameras to be turned off. Or I guess maybe turned away. It doesn't say turned, which one. Eric Trump revealed FBI agents refused to hand over the search warrant for their raid on Mar-a-Lago and kicked an attorney off the property in a new, incisive account of the Monday operation on the Florida estate. Speaking exclusively to Daily Mail, the former president's son said the 30 agents who arrived at the property asked staff to turn the security cameras off, but they refused. He also said that the attorney was forced to stand at the end of the Mar-a-Lago driveway while the team searched inside and allegedly used safecrackers to break into his dad's safe. He called the raid another coordinated attack on his father and insisted there is no way President Biden was kept in the dark about the search. The latest explosive account comes with the Department of Justice facing mounting pressure to explain what grounds they had for their search. Eric said that his father's lawyer, Christina Bobb, was forced to stand at the end of the driveway throughout the raid. There's 30 agents here, he recalled of the Monday search. They told her lawyer, you have to leave the property right now, turn off all security cameras. They would not give her the search warrant, so they showed it to her about 10 feet away. They would not give her a copy of the search warrant. He said that Bob was confused why a lawyer for the person's home being raided by the FBI was not able to see or obtain a copy of the search warrant. Eric said he'd be thrilled to find out if there was a valid search warrant, but the FBI declined to comment to Daily Mail on the raid, and Eric's claim that no search warrant was handed over to Trump's legal team. Bob also told Real American News on Tuesday that she was able to see the warrant, but claimed that it was partly sealed, making it impossible for her to see what the probable cause was that compelled the judge to approve the raid. We've already done quite a bit of looking into this job, and this guy is shady. But meanwhile, all he has to do is snap his fingers, and suddenly,
FBI, open up!
that's what happens. The FBI is at your door. They don't have to show you a search warrant. They can kick your lawyers out. They can dig through your wife's closet for her clothes and whatever else they deem necessary to take with them, and they can demand that you turn off security cameras. Now, thankfully the cameras weren't turned off, but who knows? If it was anybody else, they might have just shot the cameras or unplugged them or anything like that, since they seem to have no bounds of law to follow. The IRS, the FBI, whatever the Homeland Security, whatever organization you want to deem fit that the Biden administration is going to be like, yeah, you do the job, they can come and knock down your door for whatever purpose they deem necessary. And
What are we talking about?
that just seems to be where we are right now. Seems to be. Mona Voss says, so they had the ability to plant something. Yeah, that's a good point right there, and Sekiro agrees with that one. Yeah, they could have done anything. They could have done anything. Mona also says, okay, I just read that one. Sekiro says he needs some milk. He does. I might have to add that one too. He's so confused.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
I'm gonna love that one right there. Kay says, we may not have the armed IRS here, but our men and women in blue will arrest you for posting a meme. That's true. They do that in Canada as well. I think they also have a misgendering clause over there in the UK as well, which is just truly, truly insane. Last but not least, I want to hear a little bit from the horse's mouth itself. So let's hear what Trump has been posting on Truth Social. In early June, the DOJ and FBI asked my legal representatives to put an extra lock on the door leading to the place where boxes were stored in Mar-a-Lago. We agreed. They were showed the secured area and the boxes themselves. Then on Monday, without notification or warning, an army of agents broke into Mar-a-Lago, went to the same storage area, and ripped open the lock that they had asked to be installed. A surprise attack, politics. And all the while, our country is going to hell. Can you even disagree with him? And that was 58 minutes ago we posted that. Also happening today was Trump's interview with the Attorney General's office, of which he chose not to answer questions. And people were all making the point, it's like, Trump said back in 2016, if you invoke the Fifth Amendment, you must feel guilty or something like that, which isn't what he said. It's just something about if you feel so innocent, you don't need to say anything. But I think things are very different now than where they were before. The Obama administration DOJ, although as terrible as it was, and the states as well, weren't as bad then as they truly are now. They are completely and totally political. Need I remind you guys that the New York Attorney General, whose name is Letitia, I'm forgetting her last name, but Miss Letitia was the one who began the investigation into Andrew Cuomo to get him out as governor, and then announced that she was planning to run for his position. Now, thankfully, I believe she withdrew from that race, although I don't know if she will be once again later on. In fact, hold on, let me just recheck myself, because she might have. I heard a lot about this before, but I hadn't heard much. But Letitia for governor of New York. Okay, so yeah, she dropped out, and it was Letitia James, which is what I thought it was. But this was December of last year. The Attorney General, who was responsible for getting Andrew Cuomo out of the way, was planning to run for governor and did indeed declare, but then dropped out. Which, thankfully, but it shows you that it is all politics, so I understand Trump for not wanting to answer any of those questions. I understand it totally. That's the thing we read right there. Also, another statement right here. Letitia James campaigned on the policy of get and destroy Trump. So all of that you guys can see. You guys should check Trump out over on Truth Social. And while you're at it, also make sure you check me out and follow me there. Big thank you to all of our current Hall of Heroes, Mark Cook and Bill S. Both Mark is a longtime supporter and Bill is a recent supporter. If you guys are interested in supporting the show, all those options are available down below. We also, of course, support Cash App donations, which are right up there. So if you have the Cash App or you are interested in supporting me and you're not comfortable with the other way, you don't know how to use it, Cash App is a very easy way to go. We do this show 4 times a week for you guys, and we'll be back once again tomorrow at 8 for the last show of this week. Then we'll, of course, be back next Monday as well on 4 p.m. for the Chandler Brief. But aside from all that, guys, thank you guys so much for being tuned in with us here on YouTube, Rumble, Getter. I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to Joker Ace over on Rumble. He says, own nothing, rent life, eat Bug Max, and be happy for Klaus. That's a good one. Thank you guys. Oh, Aaron Behringer, nice to see you in the chat as well. He says, IRS showing they gangsters hiring shooters to do dirty work. So true, so true. K Pitchen says, does Cash App work overseas? I believe it does, but I definitely know that DonorBox does indeed work overseas. So if Cash App doesn't work, then you can use DonorBox as well. Either one should work, and it'll convert the currency, all that. So, Kay, if you do, I'll definitely make sure to add you to our Hall of Heroes on our next show if it happens off stream. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being tuned in with us. We'll be back once again tomorrow at 8. And aside from all that, I'll catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the virus of intelligence.